Jennifer Blood's plan to get two neo-Nazi groups to turn on each other works. But is it enough? And what happens when her cover is blown? We're going to talk about it right here in our review of Jennifer Blood Battle Diary number 4 from Dynamite Comics. See you in 3. And welcome back to Comical Opinions. This is our review of Jennifer Blood Battle Diary number 4 from Dynamite Comics. In this issue, the Crooked Cross and the Volk are now at each other's throats. But what happens when Jennifer's cover is blown? But before we get started, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Your attention is greatly appreciated. Please hit that bell for notification and stay tuned through the end for the rating and the score. So let's talk about the credits. This issue is written by Fred Van Lente, art by Rafa Labosco, colors by Deirbla Kelly, letters by Jeff Eckelberry, and the main cover, cover A, is drawn by Joseph Michael Linsner. Let's talk about what happened in the last issue. Previously, Jennifer intercepted the Crooked Cross as they attempted to rob a bank in a very small town, taking no prisoners whatsoever in the effort. The siege got pretty bloody. We got everybody involved, from bank guards to crooked sheriffs to even a school bus full of kids. Everyone got in on the act, and it was a wild and crazy time. Unfortunately, well, I should say fortunately, Jennifer stopped the bank robbery. Unfortunately, 2 of the Crooked Cross bank robbers got away, and Jennifer wound up killing the bank guard in friendly fire, which set her off into this mental spiral of guilt and angst and confusion. That's where we left off in the previous issue. Now, in this issue, the Crooked Cross escapees figure that they've been crossed, or at least their bank robbery heist was spoiled by the Volk, who is a rival neo-Nazi biker gang. They head out to where the youngest, or I should say Dame Friggan's son, Floki, is laid up in the hospital, and they take him out live on the phone while Dame Friggan is cursing up a blue streak. Now the violence between the two gangs is starting to escalate, and in retaliation, Dame Friggan sends her crew out to find more Crooked Cross members, while the Crooked Cross members also retaliate again by sending guys to assassinate the Volk's leader, Wotan, in prison, which fails because Wotan is just not somebody you want to mess with, and he knows how to handle himself in prison. And so as all this strife and turmoil is starting to swirl and spiral and escalate and get wildly out of control, Dame Friggan finds Jennifer Blood's diary and discovers who she really is. And while she's making plans to expose Jennifer Blood and bring her in as the crazy, psychotic anti-hero that she is, Jennifer Blood is off to get the real Megan, who, right at the last minute, her water breaks. And now we got all kinds of craziness going on multiple levels. If you're wondering if this is the original Jennifer Blood, just as an interesting factoid, or a different kind of Jennifer Blood, this is actually Alice, who is the original Jennifer Blood's daughter. So it's sort of the Jennifer Blood 2.0, or at least Jennifer Blood the next generation, if you want to look at it that way. So what do we like about Jennifer Blood Battle Diary number 4? There's plenty of wild and crazy action. Things get very violent. Things get very crazy. There's plenty of twists and turns, and you can see where basically you have all these terrible people all trying to con each other, trying to backstab each other, trying to make each other turn against each other, and it's all starting to come to a head and boil over into this chaotic cacophony of violence and destruction, which is exactly the kind of thing that you would expect from a Jennifer Blood comic. This is not for the timid, it's not for the weekend, it is rated mature, primarily for violence. What didn't we like about Jennifer Blood Battle Diary number 4? One of the things that we've struggled with since the beginning of this series is it's sort of not quite clear what Jennifer is trying to do. Why is she all of a sudden getting involved with the Volk, and then trying to get the Volk to cross the Crooked Cross gang and trying to create this essentially a neo-Nazi war, if you want to call it a gang war? Why? What was the purpose of that? In this issue, take it back a little bit, the vision that she has of her mother, who was the original Jennifer Blood, sort of questions her and questions her lack of direction and purpose and motivation, and even her lack of precision. So in effect, her mother is raising the same questions we've raised since the beginning of this series. Now, having said that, raising the question doesn't answer it, and it doesn't get answered in this issue. So that's the kind of overall fuzziness of the series: is why? Why would she do all this in the first place? There's no apparent motivation, and there's no apparent goal that she set up, other than to kind of get all these terrible people to start killing each other, which is fine, I guess. It's clever, but it's not particularly clear on her motivation and purpose, and so that's a little bit of a downer. Let's talk about the art. We were down a little bit on the art in the last issue because there were so many digital assets that were used for the vehicles and the backgrounds, and that's improved significantly in this issue. So Rafael Lobosco does a good job, so does Deirdre Kelly with the colors. Just overall, from a visual perspective, this is a much more visually pleasing issue for number 4, compared to, say, issue number 3, which is where we had some kind of struggles with the art because there were so many 3D assets and just almost everything was rendered except for the character designs. I mean, it was a little bit off-putting. So final thoughts when we think about Jennifer Blood Battle Diary number 4, plenty of wild and crazy action, plenty of violence, things are getting gonzo nutto crazy, which is kind of what we want from this type of story. And even though we're lacking the motivation for the main character, it still feels like we're moving in a particular direction with some momentum. Therefore, we're going to give Jennifer Blood Battle Diary number 4 a solid 8 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you want to hear more just like this one, please stay tuned through the outro.